Hello everybody, Rick here. Got lucky. The economy's been so bad lately that it's hard to find a road-killed coon or a rabbit on the road, but we found this one this morning, fresh kill. I gotta wait here a little bit. I got some cars coming up behind me. You gotta be safe when you pick one of these things up. This bad boy wasn't here last night. Earlier this morning, we got us a roadkill. This will make us a good meal here. Yep. Oh yeah, he's still soft. Toss him in the back of the truck here. Take this bad boy home, skin him up, fix him up. We're back down here at the barn, and what I've got here is I've got a skinned out coon, and just so people don't freak out on me, that little clip of me picking up a roadkill was just for entertainment purposes only. This coon here was actually trapped by a buddy of mine from down at the deer camp. Harvested humanely, and he went on and skinned it out and cleaned it up. And one of the things is customary with any wild animal such as a coon, possum, rabbit, or anything like that, is you always leave at least 1 foot on it. That way the game warden knows what you got, and whoever's getting the animal is pretty much assured they're not getting some dog or cat or something like that that somebody had cleaned up and was trying to pawn off as a coon or a rabbit or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on and cut this foot off. Try to. This thing here is a little bit tougher than a rabbit, but I think I can cut it off. There we go. And there's your coon's foot. That way you know you got your coon. And trim a little bit of this fat off of it. I think that's what most people find with a coon or a possum or anything like that is the fat content. There's a lot of fat on these animals. So I'll trim off as much as I can. This one here's a medium-sized coon for Kentucky. These things can get pretty big, and I'm just going to stick this thing in the pot whole. I've got the pot already cooking on the stove there. It's cleaned out pretty good. I'm going to go on and stick it on the stove. Pot of water. I think I will sever to cut it up a little bit here, because it's just going to be me eating it. I don't think I want to convince any of the family to have any barbecued coon. My buddy Will, he's had it before. It used to be a tradition down at the deer camp that we have a barbecued coon as one of our meals. It was kind of a initiation and a just something kind of unique and different for them. I've ate coon before. I mean, it wasn't it was something Grandpa used to fix up all the time, and he's back in those days you didn't have crock pots, or at least we never had no crock pot. Everything was cooked on a stove, and mostly on a wood stove at Grandma's. So my intent is to try to cook this one the same way my granddad would have done it. Now he also baked them. You know, just put the coon in there whole and put all the vegetables around it and baked it up and stuff like that. But we're gonna do this the way he'd do his barbecued coon, and that's put it in a pot of water and let it boil for several hours and until the meat falls off the bone. And then once that meat falls off the bone, we'd separate it, shred it, slap some barbecue sauce back on it, and fix her up. It's not a very difficult animal to cook up. It's a pretty simple recipe, as a matter of fact. I found that one joint pretty quick, but this one here's giving me a little bit of hard time. There we go. Got the hind legs off. I may take a little bit of this back strap out of here. There's a lot of good meat on that. I wouldn't recommend eating roadkill unless, of course, you were the one that hit it and you know how fresh it is and all that. I always say you can tell when the economy is bad, and it certainly isn't the best of the world right now. Groceries are costing you a fortune, but you can tell when the economy's tanking because you don't see as many roadkills, whether it's deer or coon or rabbit. As soon as somebody hits something, they're going to pick it up and make a meal out of it. So there you go. Plus, I think I said I was going to put it in there whole, but I kind of changed my mind because, like I said, it's just going to be me eating it, so I don't need to savor every ounce of the meat. But you certainly could. But with it just being me, I think these legs and back straps will provide plenty enough for a sandwich or two. And there you got your hind legs and back strap meat. Hind leg, 2 front legs. It's fairly meaty animal there. And then what we're going to do, we're not going to eat these vegetables, but I'm going to put a little bit of celery, carrots, garlic, and onion in the pot with it. That way, as it's cooking up, and it'll season the meat a little bit. But then once the meat's done and it's fallen off the bone, we're just going to separate the meat from the bone, shred it up, and then we'll season it up with some barbecue sauce. And my granddad would never use store-bought barbecue sauce, but we're going to go with Sweet Baby's Ray sweet and spicy. And we'll make us up some delicious sandwiches. I'm gonna go and put this meat in the pot, and then cut me up some vegetables and put them in there. A couple of carrots here. And again, this is just not really for eating the vegetables. We're not going to eat it like a roast. Although you can fix the coon like a roast. Put it in a baking dish and throw it in the oven and cook it up, or put it in a crock pot and season it up with some pretty much the same way here. I've ate many a coon that way, but today we're going with barbecue. I think I'm going to make it my January 1st tradition. We ate a lot of meals down at Granddad and Grandma's, and coon was certainly one of them on the plate. Got two different kind of onions here. I got a yellow onion, and then I got a sweet onion. I really like a Vidalia onion, and that's for when I'm eating the barbecue itself. And the yellow onions here, that's just for the flavor. We only need about a half of this one here. Got to have a couple stalks of celery. If I were eating these, I'd cut them up in smaller pieces, but like I said, this is just more for seasoning, so big chunks of it's not going to hurt anything. So I'm going to take these over to the stove. We're cooking this thing up on the wood stove, and then the last thing I'm going to put in here is a clove or two of garlic. I think 2 cloves would be enough. then we'll toss them in the pot here. We got everything on the wood stove here. It'll start boiling up here in a few minutes. Stoke this fire and keep it going hot, and then probably sit on here for about 4 or 5 hours, and then we'll get back with you. It's been going about 4 hours now. It's cooking down pretty good. Give it a little bit more time. We'll check her out and see how she's looking. Well, we've pulled some of the meat off the stove and it's falling off the bone. That's what we want. See how good it's falling off. It's nice and tender. We'll get this off the bone here and shred her up. Yeah, she's looking good here. That's what you're looking for right there, the meat just to fall right off the bone there. Clean them bones off pretty easy. This was a young coon, so it shouldn't be too tough on us. It's a lot of meat on them legs. I have just throwed the whole coon in there, but you don't have as many bones to deal with. And like I said, this is going to be plenty of meat for me. I'll be able to freeze some of this up for some camping trips. It's looking good. Them vegetables aren't looking too bad. If you've never had raccoon before, it's got a sweet taste. The meat does. It's good tasting meat. And this has got some good flavor. Them carrots and celery and onions and garlic's got it smelling good. I can almost eat it just like it is. Nice and tender. I don't think I want to sauce up all this at one time. I want to freeze some of this just like this. I might use it in a stew or something, a roast fix it up with some potatoes and carrots and onion. That's a lot of meat there for one person for barbecue. So I think I got enough here in the pan for barbecue. So we've got a good pan full of meat there. Go on and sauce it up with some of this Sweet Baby Ray. Can't go wrong there. Mix that up pretty good. Look at that. Look at that. Stick this back on the stove and heat it up a little bit more. I'll let this all cool down and freeze it up. And in the meantime, I'm going to put me a pot of beans on, some baked beans, heat them up, and get ready to plate her up. Throw some barbecue on there, sweet onion on a sesame seed bun. Some baked beans, potato salad, nice cold beer. Okay, here's the 2014. Some good barbecued coon. Man, this is good. So there you have it. Willard, you don't know what you're missing, buddy. If you never tried it before, I highly recommend it. But let me take another bite of that. But I will tell you, like I said, that little footage of the roadkill, that was just for entertainment purposes. I wouldn't recommend you pick up a coon off the road unless, of course, you were the one that actually hit it, and you know that it was a fresh kill. The thing that was unique about that one this morning, though, it was on the side of the road. You certainly don't want to pick one up that's been hit in the middle of the road or middle of the lane and cars have ran over it 2 or 3 times. But I'd recommend, if you really want to give it a try, find a local trapper in your area and ask him to save you one. They'll be more than happy to do it. And yeah, this is some good eating. Good eating. Meat's nice and tender, sweet. Of course, that Sweet Baby's Ray, sweet and spicy. Just kicks it up another notch. But I'm certain I could eat that coon just like it is. Serve that with some potatoes and carrots and celery, onion, like I would a pot roast. You can put it inside a crock pot, cook it up, set it on low for about 8 hours. It'd fall right off the bone. I wouldn't hesitate trying this in the Instapot, doing an Instapot recipe. Throw you some vegetables in there, a little bit of water for your pressure, and cook that meat until it falls off the bone, pull it out, shred it, sauce it up. Good eating here. So I'm going to go on and chow down on this, enjoy my meal. The wife, I think she's going to have some pork tenderloin. She passed on the coon tonight. But you guys, Happy New Year to you. And hope you have a blessed year coming up. And we'll have some more of these cooking videos coming up. I think I got a neck roast. I got a neck roast I need to cook up, and some deer heart. I still got a deer heart in there, a fresh deer heart that I want to cook up and give it a try. So if you like what you're seeing here, and you want to see more of these cooking videos of some wild game, just put something in the comments and we'll cook her up. If you got a good recipe or a way of doing it the way your grandpa may have done it back in the day, let me know, and we may give it a try. So, okay, I'm going to wrap this one up. You guys have a good evening. Y'all take care. Give a big shout out to Brother Sam for saving me a coon. This is plumb delicious.